Okay, so welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. So today we're going to do a springtime flow. And for those of you who haven't done seasonal yoga before, this is a class that's designed to bring balance at this time of year. So in springtime, this is the very start of spring, according to the traditional Chinese medicine calendar. And that's what we're really influenced by in our seasonal yoga practice. We're influenced a lot by that, and of course by the traditional yoga system. And at this time of year, we're kind of emerging out of the slumber of winter. Okay, so this is a class that's just going to very gradually start to build strength, start to build resilience, and really boost our immune system, which we'll all need at this time. And it's also a time of year where it's usually very optimistic. So we're going to really work with that, work with the energy of what's happening in nature and bring that into our own practice. So some of the poses might feel a little strong, and really that's because we really want to focus on a lot of core strength at this time of year. After the flowing, low-lying, almost yin type postures that we were doing in our winter classes. So for some it might feel a bit more vigorous, for some it might be just what you need. It's really great to move the body to work out any tensions or anxieties. But what we'll really focus on is the health of the liver in particular and the gallbladder. And these two organs are really quite important at this time of year, again, going by the traditional Chinese medicine system. Because at this time of year, we're working on cleansing, okay? And in general, you kind of want to do a spring clean in your home, but within us, the urge is quite strong too, okay? So we marry that up with postures that we're practicing that feel like they're cleansing the body. So we'll be doing a lot of twists, okay? And when you do a twist, it really does feel like you're wringing out all the toxins, like, a dirty cloth or something, when you just kind of twist it. And that's hopefully what you'll feel like, all nice and clean after your twists. So as always, just do your practice with the number one rule of yoga, ahimsa, in mind, non-harming. Because I can't see you now. It's all, you're all gone. I can't even see the thumbnails, but I'm trusting that you can see me and hear me. And it was really lovely to see you all, and I'll see you all at the end of class. But for now, we will get practicing. So over the course of the season, I'll add on little bits of theory on why we're doing what we're doing. But for now, we're just going to get moving. Okay, so let's stand up. Let's stand up and have the feet about hip width apart. Okay, we're going to bend the knees, relax the shoulders, and bring the hands together and rub them as fast as you can to get some heat building. And I'm just going to clean the camera for a second because it looks like the camera is a little bit, yeah, that helps. Okay, so keep rubbing the hands. Keep rubbing the hands, and then bring the hands up over the eyes with the eyes closed. Okay, and just feel the heat transfer from the palms of the hands into the eyes, and just notice how soothing that is. Okay, and then just peel the hands away. We'll do that again. Rubbing the hands as fast as you can. Okay, and then bring the hands over the eyes. And just really let the shoulders relax, deep breaths. And then peel the hands away, blinking the eyes open. And we'll do it one more time. So go faster if you can. And then bring the palms over the eyes. Just feel that soothing quality of the heat from the palms bathe the eyes. Deep breaths. And then blink the eyes open. So hopefully that should keep the eyes refreshed for your practice. Now, where you're looking in your practice is really important. And we focus a lot on the health of the liver, but also the eyes, said that they're very much linked. So if you can see clearly, then you're able to make plans very effectively, and just the seeds that you are planting now will eventually come to fruition. So with that in mind, bring the hands to the center of the chest and set an intention for your practice this morning. So the intentions that you set now, the more you focus on them and think about them, the more they will manifest or be likely to manifest over the coming weeks, over the coming months. So just set an intention, something that's very relevant for you, something very positive, something that will help you to bring you peace and joy, harmony. Good. Okay, and from here, bring the hands down. Have the feet a bit wider than hip width and bend your knees. And we'll slowly just rock to one side and the next. So just starting off with really slow, gentle twists. So don't turn the chest too much at this stage. Nice and gentle. Okay, and you can dip the knees a little bit. Just let the arms relax. You can make soft fists with the hands. Nice and gentle to warm up the spine. So we will be doing quite a few twists today. Good. Okay, now just let everything rest back in the center. Root the feet strongly down. So foundation is another key aspect of your springtime practice. Feel like you're growing roots down from your feet into the floor, into the earth. And when you imagine that, notice how strong your posture becomes. So channel that strength and then lift upwards through the heart, through the crown. And from here, we'll do heaven and earth stretch. So make sure you have some room around you and take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up. And then exhale, take the arms forwards, bend your knees deeply, swing the arms down and back, and straighten the legs. Inhale, slowly to begin with, rising up, lengthening the waist. And then exhale, take it down. Good. So just flowing like this, nice and easy. Take your time. If you like, you're breathing in through the nose, but exhaling through the mouth. Now you can gently start to build up speed here. Okay, this is warming up the big muscle groups in the body. And throughout our practice, we're going to move through the energy channels associated with the liver and the gallbladder. Again, there'll be more on that as the weeks progress. But for now, just using simple breathing techniques to feel like you're just getting rid of all the excess toxins, blowing out the cobwebs, emerging from your hibernation. Okay, one more. Good. Then inhale, come up to rise, all the way up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Now you might feel the heart beating. Just tune into that nice strong pulse in the center of the chest. Listen to the breath. If you can, you're breathing the Ujjayi breath. So restricting the muscles in the throat just a little bit to create this lovely, soft, soothing sound. Good. And from here, take the feet over hip width, quite wide if you can, and come down into goddess pose. Now, rest the hands on the thighs, heels of the hands pressed down, and you can have the fingers turned out like this, or you can have them turned in. And then from here, we'll just take another twist, but we're also getting into the inner thigh too. So moving one shoulder in towards the center, the other shoulder moves back. And then we'll change sides. Good. So you're keeping the arms straight here if you can, and just working within the, oh, forgot my words there. Yeah, just keep twisting. Keep twisting side to side. Distracted because I'm on the telly as well as the as well as the laptop. Okay. So again, feel nice and strong through your foundation. You can spread the toes. Just make sure that the feet are always active until Shavasana. Your feet are active. Okay, so come to a neutral position here and then slowly come up to rise. You can heel toe your feet in until they're hip width. Soften your knees a little, but don't bend them a lot, and take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up. Reach them all the way up and take hold of the right wrist. Now a deep breath in as you lengthen upwards through the wrist, but root down through the foot, and then guide yourself over to the left. So as you guide yourself over to the left, really press down firmly with both feet and turn the chest slightly up towards the ceiling to feel that lovely stretch in the waist. And then inhale back to center, reaching up, and then exhale, guide yourself across to the other side. Evenness of pressure through both feet, turning the heart up towards the ceiling. Nice. Inhale, bring yourself back to center, and then exhale, forward fold, bow the head down. Inhale, lift up halfway, and then exhale, plant the hands and step back to plank. So you step back to plank. I just need to admit a couple of people from the waiting room. Okay, so sorry I left you in plank. Inhale here, exhale, lower the knees to the floor and point the toes and come all the way down. Good. On your next breath in, we'll take a very gentle cobra. So the heart peels off the floor a little bit, the toes spread and press down. Exhale, take it down. And again, inhale to lift up. And then exhale, take it down. On your next breath in, you might like to lift up a bit higher. And then exhale, take it down. Inhale, come up onto the hands and knees. Exhale, hinge back, child's pose. Deep breaths in and out here. Feel the foundation through the palms of the hands and fingers, through the knees, the shin bones, the feet, the toes. And again, nice cleansing breath. If you feel like it, you're exhaling through the mouth. And then take a deep breath in as you come up to rise onto the hands and knees. The feet go knee width, knees are hip width. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the tailbone. And then exhale to round. So press the ground away with the hands for cat-cow stretch. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the tailbone, pull the shoulders back. Exhale to round. One more like this. And then exhale. Good. Bring the left hand in slightly towards your midline, knees slightly wider than hip width, and we'll take an open twist, moving into thread the needle. So deep breath in, reach the right arm up. So extend it upwards as you push down with equal force. And then exhale, weave the arm through the space between the hand and the knee, lower down onto the side of the head, and just relax into your pose. You can choose to stay here or just accentuate the twist a little bit. So you're spinning the chest up towards the ceiling. Good, pressing the ground away with the left hand. If it feels okay for you, you're reaching the left arm up, wrapping it around. And if you like, you can also come into a balance. So carefully, you're pressing the left heel away, you're lengthening that left leg. Good, thread the needle, balance. And just continue to spin the left shoulder up, provided you're really anchored through your foundation. Don't worry if you roll over, it happens. And then bring the hand down. bring the knee down, deep breath in, coming up to rise, slowly does it. Okay, so we'll do that other side. So take an inhale, make sure your right hand's in towards the midline. Inhale as you lengthen up through the left side. And then exhale, weave the arm through the gap. Lower down onto the shoulder, the side of the head, and just feel the body melt down towards the floor. Relax here. Sorry if the sound goes a bit crazy with this mic. Did not know the best place to put this, but there we go. Okay, if you can, you're wrapping the arm around, maybe you're lengthening that leg. Okay, just provided you feel nice and stable through the foundation. Again, you can imagine roots traveling down through the points where the body meets the floor. As you spin the right shoulder up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Good, and then bring the hand down, knee comes down. Inhale to rise all the way up. Well done, and just settle in tabletop just for a breath. And just lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the neck. Just take your time. Absorb the energy of the poses that we've done so far. And then tuck your toes under, draw your navel in, and send your hips up and back. Come into down dog. In down dog, you're just easing into the pose. You might want to create a bit of space. Maybe take the feet wide, the hands wide. You can grip onto the edges of your mat and let the head drop. So that can be quite a strong, powerful stretch in down dog. You can take regular down dog, that's fine too. Feel the spine beginning to decompress wherever you are. So no excessive tension in the shoulders. If you're feeling that tension in the shoulders, please bend the knees. Bend the knees a lot and then take the hips up and back away from the wrists. Good. Okay, from here we'll walk the feet forwards. Just take your time to get there. And take the hands to the shin bones. Nice deep breath in as you lengthen up. And then exhale, forward fold. Release the head and neck. And then take a deep breath in as you come all the way up to rise, looking upwards. And exhale, take up as much space as you like, as you can, for equal standing pose. Good. Okay, now from here, we'll take another side bend. So reaching the arms up, take hold of the right wrist, and then ease over to the left, lengthen through the tailbone. So feel like there's another root coming from the tailbone all the way down to the floor. And then inhale, bring it back to center, other side. Make sure the shoulders don't shrug up too much. You're just allowing the shoulder blades to draw down a little too. Good, and then inhale, bring it back to center, and then sweep the arms wide as you come into your forward fold. Again, make sure that you're using blocks if you need them, or maybe even a chair for your half forward fold, full forward fold. So inhale, scoop the center of the chest up. And then exhale, step it back, come to plank pose. So a couple of breaths in plank. Feel the front surface of the body lift away from the floor. Press the ground firmly away. Nice deep breaths, long spine. And then exhale, take the knees to the floor, point the toes, and come all the way down. This time for your back bend, you're going to come into Sphinx. Sphinx pose with the forearms on the floor. Press down through the wrists and press down through the tops of the feet. Okay, now in this back bend, it should feel fairly pleasant. If it doesn't feel good in your lower back, really press down through the tailbone, or imagine that there's a heavy weight on your lower back. So that might help a little to just even out the curve in your lower back. Okay, now from here, we're going to take a plank pose, Sphinx plank, or forearm plank. Okay, so that's just going to help to really charge energy up through the abdomen. So waking that area up for sure. Okay, so spread the fingers, press the wrist down, and feel the heart just gently ease forwards and up as the shoulder heads pull down away from the ears. And then on your next exhale, tuck your chin in and then draw your ribs away from the floor. Draw your belly away from the floor. Draw your hips away from the floor, thighs away from the floor. So think about lifting the waist up as well and lift through the back of the head. The back of the skull lifts up. Okay, you're not dipping your head down, and there's a lot of effort down into your foundation. Okay, keep breathing. And then exhale, bring the thighs down, hips down, let the belly soften. Move the heart through the space between the arms and lift the head. Okay, back into Sphinx. Now take a deep breath in and out here. Okay, so we'll do it again. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin in, pull the ribs away from the floor. Belly, hips, thighs away from the floor. Lengthen the tailbone towards the gap between the heels. Okay, so just nice long spine. Listen to the breath. The breath is your friend. Do not hold the breath here. Okay, and then let the hips sink down, belly softens, heart lifts. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. You might want to adjust the forearms, maybe bring them in a little. Please make sure that the forearms are parallel and that the elbows aren't too far back. Elbows directly under the shoulders for this. Okay, so inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the chin in. Chest moves away from the floor, belly, thighs away from the floor. If you like here, you can tuck the toes under and come into forearm plank. So keep listening to the breath, charging a lot of energy up through the thighs. You can bring the knees down at any point if you can. 2 more breaths. Take your time with those breaths. On your next exhale, lowering the knees, point the toes. Just lower the hips, soften the belly, lift the chest. Very well done. And exhale, take the head to the floor. And just rest for a moment. Good. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, come up. And then ease the hips back, come to child's pose. Big toes together. And then maybe take the hands behind you. Take them behind you and let the shoulders drape towards the floor. Let them hang heavy. Maybe using something under the head for cushioning. Good. If the hands were back, take them forwards again. Inhale, come up to rise. Tuck the toes under. Shift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Adjust your hands and feet and just lengthen through the spine. If you like, another deep breath out through the mouth. Well done. Bending the knees, looking ahead, stepping the feet in towards the front. Hands can come to the shins, lift and lengthen the spine. And exhale, forward fold, bow the head down. Deep breath in, coming all the way up to rise, looking upwards, and then bring the hands back down by your sides. Wonderful. So soften the knees, feet are hip width. Deep breath in, reach the arms up. Take hold of the wrist, take it to the side. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, the other side. Inhale, back to center. Sweep the arms wide, dive forwards and down, long spine. Head and neck release. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, step, hop or jump the feet back. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the body down. You can take chaturanga here or come all the way to the floor. Inhale for a back bend, cobra, sphinx or up dog. And this time exhale, just come right into down dog. Spreading the fingers, spreading the toes. Well done. Okay, now from here, we're going to shift our weight forwards, back into plank, then lower down onto the right knee. Now take the left foot behind the right and take the right hand forwards. So we're going to come into a variation on side plank pose. So press into the fingertips, press into the knuckles, and slowly start to turn the chest up and reach, if you can, the arm upwards. Now your gaze is down to the side or up. Good. So keep your eyes still. It's really important to keep the eyes still in your yoga practice. If they're darting around all over the place, then the mind just tends to be very chatty and you're maybe not thinking about what you're doing right here, right now. So eyes still and the mind stills. Good. And then when you're ready, you can extend that arm up and over. So a nice big yawn for the left side body. Root down a lot through the left foot. Really extend away with the left fingertips. And then circle the hand down, lower the knee down. Good. Take a moment here. Other side. So stepping the right foot back. Make sure your left hand is forwards of your shoulder, not directly underneath it, but forwards. And the hand, the knee, and the 2 feet are all in line with each other. Okay, and slowly start to turn. Now, as you're turning, lengthen through the tailbone, again towards the heel, and reaching the arm upwards. If you can, you're turning your gaze up. Doesn't matter if the eyes look up here. That is determined by how your neck feels. You can maybe look forwards or look down if that feels better. So steadiness through your foundation, ease in the shoulders, and then reaching the arm up and over. And as you do this, really lift your left waist away from the floor, anchor down through your right heel, and then circle the arm down, lower the knee down. Good, well done. Back into down dog. Spreading the fingers, spreading the toes, let the head dangle. You want the spine, the whole spine to decompress here, especially through the cervical spine, the neck. Now draw the lower belly in, bend the knees, and from here you can practice hopping. Okay, if you prefer just to walk the feet forwards or just one big step, that's fine. But if you like, because it's springtime, channel that springtime energy. So little bunny hops up, up towards the front and hands to the shin bones. Or maybe keep the hands on the floor if that feels okay as you scoop the chest up. And then exhale, forward fold. Look down the tip of the nose. Deep breath in, come all the way up to rise. Heavy through the heels as you extend up. And then equal standing pose. Feet are hip width. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take hold of the right wrist. Over to one side. Inhale back to center. Take the left wrist over to the other side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, dive forwards and down. Hands reach the floor. Release the head and neck. Inhale, float up halfway. Exhale, step the feet back. Come to plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale for an up dog or a cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Settle in down dog just for a second. Okay, and then from here, take the right leg up and back. Bend your knee, turn your hip up towards the ceiling. Then evenness of pressure through both hands. And then square off the hips. Exhale as you step that foot forwards. Lower down onto the left knee. And take a deep breath in as you come up into a low lunge. So send your hips forwards. Hands come to the waist. Lengthen through your tailbone as the heart lifts up. Reach the arms upwards as you press your front foot down, your back foot down, back knee down. And then bring the hands to the heart and ease your hips back. Heel toe your right foot off to the right a little and take a deep breath in as you reach the arm up, left arm up. Now rest your right forearm on your thigh. You can press forwards a little bit into your knee as you extend through the left side. So you're bending over to the right. At this point, if you like, you can take the right hand to the floor, if you can find the floor, like this. Or you can take your hand to a block if you have one handy, or a tin can. Good. And then take an inhale, lift back up. Take the left hand to the floor, spreading the fingers. Make sure the hand's underneath the shoulder. And then from here, lift that back knee up. So lengthen as much as you can through the spine, and then start to turn the heart up towards the ceiling. Keep your right knee above your ankle, and then reach your right arm up. See if you can lean your head back. Relax in the shoulders, but it's strong in your foundation. Again, a nice balanced pose. And then bring the hand down. Stepping your foot back. Release the head and the neck. Well done. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Bend your knee, turn your hip. Evenness of pressure through the 3 points that meet the floor. And then inhale, squaring off the hips. Exhale as you step that foot forward, lower down onto the right knee. Inhale, lift the torso up. Take the hands to the waist as you guide your hips forwards as much as you like. Remember to use some padding under the knee. I forgot to say that on the other side, but use some padding if you need it. Inhale, reach the arm up. Arms, plural. And look up towards the thumbs. Okay, and from here, bring the hands back to the heart. Ease your hips back and heel toe your left foot off to the left a little. Now rest your left forearm on your left thigh to begin with, and then reach your right arm up. Extend it upwards as much as you can, away from your knee, away from the foundation, and feel the sense of lengthening through the right side. If it feels okay for you, you can take the left hand to the floor and just breathe into the stretch. Nice. Inhale back to center. Take the right hand to the floor underneath your shoulder. Tucking your back toes under, lift that knee off the floor. Good. Lengthen through the spine as you open, twist. Reach the crown away from the tailbone, tailbone from the crown. Spin the heart up to the ceiling. Relax the jaw. Okay, take the hand down. Stepping back, down dog. At this point, you can take child's pose, or you can flow through a vinyasa. So coming to plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Lovely. Okay, bend the knees. And from here, you can hop, step, or jump to the front. Lift the heart up. Exhale, bow the head down. Deep breath in as you come all the way up to rise. And then breathe out as you take the hands down. Good. So from here, we're going to do a balance pose. We're coming to tree. Okay, so you're channeling the energy of a tree. So the tree roots down and it reaches up and out. Okay, so nice and strong in your legs for this pose. So to begin with, you're bringing your body weight down into your left foot. Okay, so spread the toes as best you can. Okay, spread them wide and root down, especially through the knuckle of the big toe. And then turn your right knee out to the right. Imagine another root growing from the tailbone all the way down to the floor. So the knee turns out as far as you can, take it comfortably, and then the hands come to the heart center. So this is tree pose stage 1. Relax the shoulders, lift the heart. And if you need to, you're using a wall for a bit of support here. If you like, you can lift the foot up, maybe to the calf muscles, maybe to the knee, maybe to the top of the thigh. Wherever you're taking the foot, press firmly into, excuse me, the inner leg. Press the inner leg back into the foot, sorry. Okay, keep a softness in that left knee. And then if you like, you can reach your arms out to the sides, they're branches of the tree, and reach away with the fingertips. Now with the arms out like this, it's quite good for balance, okay? It might be easier to balance with the arms out like this. It's a little trickier with the hands, arms to the midline. So you can kind of adjust yourself using the weight of the arms. A little trickier again to lift the arms up. If you can go for it. Your gaze is down at the floor, straight ahead, or to challenge yourself a lot, you can look up. Good. And from here, take the right hand down to the thigh, stretch up with the left arm, and then ease your hips over to the left as we take a side bend. Good. And then from here, we'll rise up, bend your left knee, step your right foot down, equal standing pose. Shift your body weight now over to the right leg. Energy downwards from the hip, down, 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 all the way down to the earth. And take the knee over to the side. Soften your right knee as you then perhaps lift the foot up to wherever it wants to go today. So remember, the feet are active. So you're pressing actively into the leg actively back into the foot. So opposing forces meeting and creating strength. So nice balanced energy. You can reach the arms up. You want lightness in the upper body. Feel the heart lifting effortlessly. Arms reach up. Gaze is down, straight ahead or up. To open the hip, you're easing the knee off to the side. Don't hold the breath. And maybe you're taking a side bend, optional side bend. Did I say that on the other side? Probably not. Okay, so turning the chest, easing the hips over to the right. Don't worry if it's a bit wobbly. Wobbling is good for building a lot of strength in the ligaments. Lovely. Okay, inhale as my tree capsizes. Okay, bring the hands to the heart. Stand in this standing balance with your feet pressing into the floor. Heart again lifts up. And just notice the amount of energy that's flowing within you now. A lot of energy in the feet, in the legs, in the hips, in the core, in the heart. Maybe up in the crown too. Wonderful. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, reaching the arms up. Again, a little side bend. So take hold of the right wrist and ease over to the left. Inhale back to center, lengthen up, exhale. Well done. Inhale back to center. Sweep the arms out, take the hands down, release the head and neck. Deep breath in as you float the heart up. Exhale as you perhaps hop back. So bend the knees, keep the feet together, and you can just hop back a little. Back into plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale to lower. Inhaling, lifting the heart up. And exhaling, taking the hips up and back. Settling in downward facing dog. Take an inhale here and reach the right leg up and back. Bending your knee, turning your hip up towards the ceiling. And then from here, we'll step the foot forwards. Spin the left heel to the floor and sweep the arms up. Come to warrior. Then take reverse warrior. Inhale, open. And exhale, taking side angle. From here, we'll spin the hands down to the floor, lowering the left knee. Inhale, lift the heart up, and we'll take prayer twist. So lengthen the left arm up. Exhale, draw the belly in, taking the right hand on top of the left. Ease forwards into your knee, maybe lifting off that back knee. Again, a lot of length in the spine. Keep your hips level. Your gaze is down to the side or up. Good. And then take the hands to the floor, stepping your foot back, come to down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back, bending the knee, turning the hip. And then squaring off the hips as you exhale, take the foot forwards. Lead with the right arm, come on up into warrior two. Sink down into your pose, look down the middle finger. Lower the right hand for reverse warrior, straight up with the left arm. Good, inhale, open. We'll take side angle stretch, just with the forearm on the thigh today, reaching up and over. Good, and then circle the hand down. Lower the knee to the floor. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the right arm. Exhale, take a twist. Good, left hand over the right, really press down a lot through the left hand, and that'll give you a little bit of purchase to turn the heart up towards the ceiling. Lovely. Okay, and then from here, just take the hands to the floor, stepping back, down dog. Well done. So from down dog, you're going to bend the knees and step or hop the feet through to come to a seated pose. And stretch the legs out in front of you. From here, we'll take a seated twist. So bend the right knee. Right foot is planted firmly on the floor. Take hold of that knee with the left hand, right hand behind you. Maybe you're holding the knee in a little tighter, and you're lifting the heart up and then spinning. So really getting quite a good wring out of the spinal muscles, of the connective tissue around the spine, but also deep into the abdominal organs too, and all of the deep fascia that's around them. Inhale, bring it back to center and lengthen. So when you do these twists, it creates a kind of flushing. Once you release it, it kind of flushes the blood through the organs, through the connective tissue. So really wonderful for keeping them in good health. Just really amplifying the circulation, your lymphatic system. And then inhale, bring it back to center and release. Okay, now from here, we're going to make our way down to the floor. Okay, so rolling down, take your time to get there. As I sit on my mic, technical issues. Okay, so coming all the way down. Okay, and give your knees a little hug in here. A very well-deserved hug. So a little more dynamic in the springtime. But hopefully you're still finding some ease in your practice. It's important to build the energy gradually, not go all out too soon in the spring. Okay, and from here, take a back bend. So bring the feet to the ground, anchor down through the heels, so a heavy weight in the heels. And from here, you're going to lift the hips up. So really feeling buoyant through the hips, through the heart, and interlacing the fingers behind you. You can walk the upper arms in for a bridge pose. If you have an Urdhva Dhanurasana in you, an upward facing bow, then you can go ahead and come into that. If you need a block or support underneath the hips, you can take that. But if you can, just amplify the strength a little in your legs.
Lifting up. Keep breathing. Just one more breath here. So before you lower the hips down, release the arms and take them up above the head. And just clasp the hands. And slowly, from the top to the bottom, press your spine down, vertebra by vertebra. Now that's quite tricky to do, so take your time with it. Take extra breaths. You might need to really draw the lower belly in to get into the lumbar spine to flatten that curvature of the spine, and then just let the hips drop down and press the tailbone in so the lower back will arch off the floor again. Good, and then just release it back to the ground. Good. Now at this point, as we really slow down the practice now, you can choose to come into an inversion. So if it's your time of the month or if you're not comfortable with inversions, then either if you have a wall space or a chair that you can stick your legs up on, then go ahead and use that. But if you don't, take the soles of the feet together and the knees wide and just rest the hands on the abdomen. Just rest the head back, let the head be heavy. So a little preparation before Shavasana. For any shoulder standers or head standers, go ahead and do that. Another nice restorative pose to really help slow the body down is to bring the knees together and the knees as wide as your mat. It's a really wonderful resting pose. It just really helps you to switch off the abdominal muscles. And we've been using them a lot, an awful lot today in our class. So just take the opportunity now to let go there. But the breath is still active. You're still consciously breathing. The Ujjayi breath if you can. So that's just where you're making some noise using the muscles in the throat. Like the nice soft sound of a distant ocean. Or like the wind rustling in the trees. So if you were in shoulder stand or headstand, now's the time just to come out and take your counter pose. You're taking fish pose if you were in shoulder stand, where you're sitting on the hands, pressing the elbows down, or take child's pose if you were in a headstand. Okay, now everybody, you can hug the knees into the chest and put on any extra layers that you might need. Sorry, there's no underfloor heating. You might have underfloor heating, but I do not here, sadly, and I'm really missing it. So you might want to put a blanket underneath you as well as on top of you for your rest. So for your resting pose, coming into Shavasana now, you're taking the feet as wide as your mat, arms out about 45 degrees. You might want a little pillow for under your head, but make sure the pillow isn't too thick. Good. So once you're settled in Shavasana, take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more time. And on your exhale, really feel your body settle and drop. Now, as you become still, as you become quiet, really tune in to how your body feels right now.
Notice the vibration and the pulses and the flow of energy that's moving around the body now. You might notice it amplified in certain places. Just pay attention, look closely. Just follow the flow of this vibration, these pulses throughout the body. Notice how healing it feels to do that, to pay close attention to your inner landscape and the sensation that you feel around your skin. You might feel that energy transcending the skin, maybe moving out a little away from the body. Just be aware. Notice that you're no longer having to bring any effort into the body. So no muscular effort, no effort with the breath, no effort in the mind. So just let go of any concentration. You can simply let thoughts come in, let them go. Just as though the wind picks them up and carries them away. There's no need to attach to any of them. All that you need to do right now is rest. So just lie here for a few minutes and I'll bring you out of the pose. But if you would prefer to continue your time in Shavasana, you can simply mute this video and rest for as long as you like.